know when I'm the third best speaker. I am third. I know you came here to see Michelle. Because one of the things we discovered during the course of this campaign is, let's face it, Michelle's a little better than I am. Fortunately, she is too smart to want to be president. She would rather tell the president what to do. And then there's this woman with a funny name. Woman with a funny name, come from some little town in the South. Nobody would have thought that she would become somebody who moves an entire nation. Each and every day. I sent Oprah an email last night. I said, it looks like a lot of people are going to come tomorrow. I guess you're pretty popular. Who would have thunk it? But, well, listen, I love you back. But let me tell you how much Michelle and I love Oprah Winfrey. Because, you know, one of the wonderful things about this campaign is meeting people from all walks of life. And I tell you, the more I meet the American people, the more convinced I am of your decency and your generosity of spirit. But I have to tell you, sometimes celebrities will disappoint you. I don't, that's my point. That's my point. Some of them, you know, you get there and you go, oh, they're on TV and they look so nice and they're being mean. Or they look so tall and it turns out they're kind of short. But Oprah Winfrey, the more we've known her, the more spectacular you realize her character and her soul is. This is a wonderful person. We love her. I'm grateful for her being here. She's getting embarrassed. She doesn't want me to talk about her anymore. But all I want to say is this. I am under no illusions. We've had some big crowds here in Iowa. We have not had this big crowd in Iowa. So there's some people here who are here to see Oprah. And I'm sort of a byproduct of that, and I appreciate that. But what I know is that for her to take the risk of stepping out of her comfort zone is extraordinary, and it's a testimony to her courage and her friendship. And so I want everybody to give the biggest round of applause that you can to my friend, Oprah Winfrey. Give it up for Oprah. We love Oprah. I love you. All right. Yeah. That's all about Iowa. All right. You know, I love you back. I really do. Michelle and I were just talking last night about just the extraordinary experience we've had here in Iowa. This state has been so welcoming to us. The people have been so hospitable. Even those who aren't caucusing for me, they're nice to me. They'll say, well, I'm not caucusing for you, but I really like you. You're a nice young man. And your wife, I just love your wife. And your kids are so pretty. So there's a spirit spirit here, not only of warmth and family and community, but there's also a seriousness of purpose. People are paying attention here in Iowa. And that's why during the course of this campaign, when some of the national polls were showing us way down, and everybody's saying, oh, Obama, this isn't going to happen. All I knew was in Iowa, folks were paying attention. In Iowa, something else was going on. In Iowa, we looked like we were doing pretty good. And part of the reason that you are paying such close attention is you understand what is stake. What? There you go. I wouldn't have quite put it that way, but a little less than a year from today, you will be going into the voting booth and selecting the next president of the United States of America. And here's the good news. The name George W. Bush will not be on the ballot. The name of my cousin, Dick Cheney, will not be on the ballot. That was kind of embarrassing. You know, when they do these genealogies, you hope, that you're related to, Dr. King or Alexander the Great or Oprah. But Dick Cheney. Anyway, his name's not going to be on the ballot. And I'm not going to the family hunting party. I'm not going. The era of Scooter Libby justice and Brownie incompetence and Karl Rove politics will finally be over. But when you caucus on January 3rd, and I know everybody here will be caucusing, if you can come out on a cold, windy day like today, you can come out on January 3rd and make your voices heard. When you caucus on January 3rd, then when you go in to the voting booth next November, there's another question that you're going to have to ask yourself. You're going to have to ask yourself, what is next for America? Because we are at a defining moment in our history. The nation is at war. The planet is in peril. The dreams that so many generations fought for feels as if it's slowly slipping away. We're working harder for less. We've never paid more for college or for health care or gas at the pump. It's harder to save and it's harder to retire. And all of us have lost faith that our leaders can or will do anything about it. And no wonder we've lost faith. You think about the past 7 years. We were promised compassionate conservatism, and we got Katrina and wiretaps instead.